at the back. Hi, there's a lot of people. Wow. Wow, so have you all just come from photos with Bet and Tina? How was that? Was that good? I don't know if that's ever going to happen again, that opportunity. That's amazing. I think it's great. I wanted to line up, but they said I couldn't afford it, so. Oh, well. Wow, it's a lot of cameras, too. Look what I've got here. You know I like to turn the tables a bit. Okay, everyone say cheese. Woo! Keep saying cheese. Woo! Say cheese. Wow, a lot of people. Hi. Low battery. That might be it. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, well, now at some point I'm hoping I'm going to have my box set for season 4. I don't know people who've been to the smaller London deals, and I've sent my box set round and try and get you guys to sign my box set. I don't know if they're big. I don't know if it's big enough for all these people to sign, but hopefully that will arrive. And if it doesn't arrive today, we'll do it tomorrow in the Q&A tomorrow. And then I get all your signatures, which is great. And then I have a souvenir as well. Now I'm guessing that these lines are for questions. Do we have a lot of questions, or? I can't really see where the questions come. At the sides, okay. Is there any, there's no one asking questions? Good Lord, you just expect me to talk? All right, so we'll do a quick show and tell until some people start deciding they want to ask questions. The first thing I want to show you all, I don't know if you've heard about this book. This is Mia Kirshner's book, and it's called I Live Here. She's on a book tour right now in the States, promoting this book. Now, this book is not something that's going to make her any money at all. It's not something for her. It's a charity book. It's an association with Amnesty. And Mia has spent literally all her free time in the last 5 years putting this book together. And she has traveled all over the world. She's traveled to Malawi, she's traveled to South America, she's been to Burma, and let's see if I can show you this. Each book is from one of the different countries, and each book is lovingly put together by Mia. And it has the stories of various individuals and their life stories, and they're all terrible life stories, actually. They're all very upsetting, and these people are resilient, and they're facing a very hard time. And what Mia is trying to do is raise money to help these people. So she's doing a literary course for kids in Malawi and in Burma, and basically any money that they make from the selling of this book and for the charity goes towards these children in Malawi who have nothing and lost both parents from AIDS and possibly have AIDS themselves. It's a very, I mean, I'm sure you've all heard about in South America the city where hundreds of women have just gone missing, murdered. Anyway, it's not exactly light entertainment, but it's an amazing book, and we're going to be raffling off some of these, I think, tomorrow. So I hope everyone gets a raffle ticket, and you could win one of these. There are various different copies, signed and unsigned. This one's unsigned. This one's my own personal copy. Anyway, I'm promoting that because it's a really good cause, and I've seen Mia work really hard on that for the last few years, and she's very dedicated. And whatever you think of Jenny, Mia is a selfless, loving woman, and she's done this to help other people. So let's help her help other people. That's... Yeah. So now we have some questions. Woohoo!
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Julie from Derby.
Hi there.
The last thing I saw, you walked out of the show to be with your girlfriend who you met in prison. Please tell me that you come back.
For season 6?
I think that might be it.
Yeah, I come back in season 6.
Hey!
Yeah, I'm there for the whole season. I'll be there in every episode in season 6. I was very pleased as well.
What about your girlfriend that you met in prison?
Dusty. She's mentioned, but you'd have to watch it to see, obviously you have to watch it to see what happens, but we don't see much of her.
Ah, okay.
There's a bit of Dylan. We worked really hard, Alexandra and I, to make sure she could come back in season 6, because we love working together and she loves being in Vancouver with everyone. So we worked hard. We had our own little mini campaign on Eileen, and it worked out, so we were very pleased.
Hey, Rachel.
Okay, this side.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just want to say, well done, you're doing the UK proud on the L Word.
Thank
Love
you.
it. And can I just ask, did you prefer playing Rich Helena or Poor Helena?
Did I prefer playing Rich or Poor Helena? You know what? Rich Helena was so much fun to play. I mean, it's great playing characters like that, the kind of person who has the put down when people actually quiver, you know, when you give them a put down. But then playing Poor Helena was really good fun as well. I mean, that was great. Playing with Leisha, who plays Alice, was fantastic. And her comedic ability is amazing. And I learned a lot from her. And I think playing the straight, the straight person next to her funny role, I think worked really well. So I enjoyed both. And I think always as an actor, what you enjoy is to going from one to another. So if you've been playing a very tough character, it's always nice to then play a very vulnerable character so that you get to mix it up all the time. So for me, it was great to go from riches to rags to riches again. I enjoyed switching back and forth, both elements.
And just before I go, can you give us your favourite put down?
My favourite put down? As a Helena put down? God, I can't even remember any now. That's terrible.
Just give us a put
I
down.
suppose, you know, I don't know if it's a put down, but I think the line that was often remembered was the never apologize, never explain line. I think that was always just quite a good motto to live by for Helena in the first season.
Thank you.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Great. A friend of mine wants to know if Helen and Dylan make tea again in season 6, and if so, is it PG Tips or Earl Grey?
You could say that we do make tea. What? I don't know what you mean. And I think it's probably Earl Grey, I think.
Good choice.
Yeah, I think that it's probably a bit of Earl Grey.
Great. Thanks.
I read somewhere that you've got a connection to Sheffield, and I was just wondering what that connection was and how you managed to sort of find yourself in LA.
My connection to Sheffield is that I went to university there. I know there's a few Sheffield types here somewhere. Woo! So I went to university there. Just part of the reason why I went there was because previous to that, I'd only really lived in the south of England, and I wanted to go north and live in the north of England for a while. And Also because from what I wanted to do, it was a really good course. I did English and drama at Sheffield, so it's got a very good reputation for the drama department there. And how did I end up in LA? Well, going as an actor, when I graduated from Sheffield, I set up a theatre company with some friends who had also graduated in Sheffield. And I was with that drama company for about a year, and then I moved to London to try and carry on acting, and did some modelling, and from there it was just, it's kind of a natural progression to end up in LA as an actress, because there's a lot of work there. I mean, I'd rather be in England, but what can you do?
Life's a bitch. I mean, is it a bit of a shock coming back to sort of Blackpool then after LA?
You know what, I actually live in England when I'm not, I mean, I spend a fair amount of time in LA, but I actually base myself in London, so it's not such a shock. But you know what, I got here yesterday. I haven't actually been anywhere in Blackpool except here in the hotel that we're staying in, so I think I'm going to try and explore a bit later on. I mean, I have been here years ago once, and my friend got mugged. That's my lasting memory. I remember we were in the arcades and they just got their bags snatched. It was... Anyway, I'm sure it's not all like that. I'm sure it's good fun. I'm looking forward to fish and chips and mushy peas later. I'm trying to get all the American girls to eat some mushy peas. Right, what? What are they? What?
Hi Rachel.
Hi.
I'm Daryl from Manchester.
Hi, Daryl from Manchester.
Janina has just been saying, she was asked who she would have liked her character to end up with. That was a Freudian slip. And one of the people she suggested was Helena. I was wondering, who do you think Helena should be with?
Who should Helena be with? Well,
Yes.
I mean, of course, Helena did have a thing with Papi. I mean, as brief as it was, they did have a little... What?
Well, she does get around.
Yes, she does get around. Yeah, that's true. We just saw the bushes shaking, didn't we? That's all we saw.
Yeah.
I always, and I think I said this last year, I always kind of hoped that Helena would have a happy ending with Dylan. So we shall see. We shall have to wait until it airs next year to see if I do.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Rebecca. I'm from London.
Hi there. How you doing?
Right, very well. I've got a bit of a sore throat, so excuse me for sounding so husky. I, like everyone in this room, doubtless loves the L word. Unfortunately, when a large billboard went up near my home in Bermondsey, it was graffitied with the word sicko pervert on it. I just wonder how, not necessarily how you feel about that, but whether you, from before you took on the role of playing a lesbian to now, had people advised you against it, or people have felt it's affected your career, or you shouldn't be doing it?
It's a very interesting question. I mean, it's no one's ever advised me not to do it. I think it goes without saying that some people have the attitude that the graffiti person did. Unfortunately, there will always be idiots like that who are just prejudiced, bigoted, whatever you want to call it. I haven't had anyone say that to me directly. I'm sure some people probably do think it, but actually I don't care, because people, I mean, if someone thinks they watch the show, see me in it and think I'm gay, that's fine.
Do you think that's easier for you to do and say as a straight actress?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I can't... I'm not going to pretend I'm something that I'm not. I can't pretend I know what it's like to possibly face discrimination or bigotry for that reason, because I haven't. But I think the only thing you can do as an actress is to sort of allow yourself to be put in that position and make a stand, because it is easier for me to make that stand being straight, if you see what I mean. But I think it's important that you do that, because then it allows people who are gay to be able to be more honest about who they are. I mean, I have so much respect for Leisha to be open and honest about who she is, and as an actress it is hard, I think. With this spin-off show that they're doing, and Leisha is the main character for it, and I can remember having a conversation with her a couple of seasons ago, really early on, and I said to her, you're going to end up getting your own show, because you're so great, you can do comedy and drama, and she's so talented and adorable. And she actually turned to me and said, she was like, really? You think so? She was like, but I'm gay. I was like, that's not going to stop you. She said, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gay. And here we are. She's getting her own show in Showtime. You know, and I think that's fantastic. And I really support Showtime for making the L word, but then not to just make it like, oh, that's something we just did for, you know, they're continuing. They're going to continue what they've started here. They've got a commitment to, they have a lot of gay characters in different shows, and I really support them for that. I think it's great.
Well, I think what you've done has made the difference for actresses like Leisha to be able to be out and do what they can do, so thank you for that.
Oh.
And if I can be really cheeky and ask one last personal question, because I want to hear you say what you would have said to those people who put the words pervert on the poster by my house.
I don't think I'd say anything. I think my instinct would be just to fucking punch them. It really makes me mad. I mean, that kind of stuff, it's so low. It's the lowest. It's just, I don't know how you reason with people like that. I mean, I wouldn't punch them, but I'd feel like it.
Hi there.
Hi.
I just wanted to know, which of the other actresses do you kind of click with most off set?
With Alex, who plays Dylan, I hang out with her a lot. She was just in London because she's now doing, she's a photographer now and has these amazing exhibitions. I hang out with her a lot. And with Laurel, and with Mia as well, and with Rose Rollins, who I think is coming to L6. And she's great. You're going to love her. She's really funny. But really, probably, I mean, when we're in Vancouver, we all hang out a lot. So, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Just wondering, now that you've finished filming season 6, is there anything else that you've got lined up, and where do you want your career to progress within, obviously, the filming industry?
Well, I know I spoke to some people last night at the meet and greet. A film that I did earlier this year is just about to come out in the UK, and it's called The Children. And I saw it this week, and it's actually, if I'm allowed to say, it's actually pretty good. And it's a British indie film, so you never really know how they're going to work out. But
When's it
actually,
going to be released?
5th of December,
December,
it's going to be released. What was the other part of your question?
Where do you feel your career is going to progress? Where do you want to, progress to?
You know what I'd really like to carry on doing. I mean, I love doing independent films. I love that. I would love to get a TV show in England.
Right.
I'd like to spend some time in England, be in Britain, be at home and work here, but it's a lot harder. There just aren't as many jobs here.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my aim.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
No one on this side.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Sandra from Liverpool. And I just wondered, knowing you get, there's 2 questions. The first one is, when you go out to Blackpool later, will you be getting me a Kiss Me Quick hat?
I shouldn't I?
Definitely.
If I get one, if I find one, I'll wear it tomorrow. It'll be fun.
And my second question is, there's rumours that someone's going to get killed, one of the main characters in season 6. Is it true?
No. Someone's going to get killed in season 6.
Really?
No, I don't. I can't tell you that. You know I can't tell you.
So you would have said no if it was true.
Maybe they will, maybe they won't. No, I have to say maybe not. You know what it's? I can't say anything.
It's okay. I know the answer.
I think you'll know. I think you'll know pretty soon though, because they've started running the trailers for season 6, and I think they're going to start sort of dropping bigger and bigger hints about it. And anyway, the first episode airs in the States early January. Oh, when? 18. So you'll know, because whatever happens at the very beginning of the very first episode is a kind of setup for the rest of the season. So make sure you're on your sofa ready for that first episode. Don't tune in after the theme song, which I know a lot of people do. You have to be there for the trailer, the teaser at the beginning, and you'll discover everything.
Thank you.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi. My name is Eva, and I am half Mexican, half Spanish. And I wanted to let you know that you have a huge fan base in the Spanish-speaking community. And on behalf of them, I just want to say we love you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I was trying to think if I know how to say I love you in Spanish. I don't. I know how to say a beer, please, but I don't know how to say.
We can teach you if you want.
How do you say it?
Te amo. Te
Que ya
amo.
Que amo.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Que amo. Thank you very much.
And now for the question. We know that you come from theater. You studied art and literature, and you started with theater with this company in Sheffield. Are we going to see you back in theater anytime soon?
I'd like to. I mean, it's one thing that I've been talking to my agent about in London. So it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, at the moment, it feels like I've had a very busy, 18 months, and I've come back to London, and I've been back home for about 3 weeks. I'm really quite enjoying, I'm sort of decorating my house, and, I'm just enjoying being home and being a bit slow and lazy, but yes, I'll probably start looking into all that sort of stuff soon. It's a possibility. I'd like to do it again. Thank you. Hello. Oh, it's you two.
Helen has been through kind of a lot of changes from the rich British bitch to jailbird, and I was wondering which was the most fun to play. Good question. Thanks.
The most fun to play, it was fun to, as I was saying before, it was fun to play the person who can be bitchy, but the comedy was obviously a lot of fun. It just is. You do those scenes and you laugh a lot, and it is fun, and it was very different as well.
One of my favourite scenes was when Shane kissed you, because she was on this sort of sex thing, and it was so funny. I haven't got a question. That was it. Was it good? What's the question then? Was it good to kiss Shane?
Was it good to kiss Shane?
Yeah.
It was actually quite good to share a cigarette with her. That was quite funny. That was actually that was quite fun, because Helena had been in prison, so she was, smoking like this.
I was going to say as well that when you come to an Elwood con, you have to click up.
Click up, babe. Yeah, I know. With all the gang. Because it's very tough here, I can see you're all very tough looking.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello? Hi, I'm Jem from Norwich. Hi. I've got a couple of questions, if that's okay. The first one is, as a straight actress, I've got to say your love scenes are pretty believable. Can I ask if there's any preparation that's involved in them?
Well, we do, but we can't talk about that because it's X-rated, We sit in our trailers and try and... No. How can we make this more genuine? Let's just, try out. Let's practice. Of course that's what we do. I get asked this quite a lot, and it's quite... It's the same as if you're working with a guy and you have to do a romantic, intimate sex scene with a guy, you just create those feelings towards someone that you don't have those feelings for, whether they're male or female. And also there's, especially on the L Word, there's nearly always so much else going on. It's rare that it's just a sex scene. It's often something else going on, like someone is trying to, someone's feeling sad, someone's feeling passionate, someone's angry, someone's trying to dominate, someone's trying to be vulnerable. There's always a lot of other emotions going on, so it's never just one. It's never just raw passion. There's always so much going on, you know, like a relief or a, you know, there's something.
Okay.
So
the second question, I asked Janina the same thing. Out of the cast you've kissed, who's the best kisser?
have I kissed Jennifer? Oh, in that teaser thing. No, we didn't. We didn't kiss. No, we didn't. We were fighting. Do you remember? We didn't kiss. We didn't. Oh, yes, she did. No, she didn't. I don't think we did kiss. We didn't. It was just fighting. And I have to tell you, it's so funny because I think she's gone. But we had to do that fighting on the sofa. And I can remember we'd been told, you know, so Rachel goes back and then you push Jennifer back. And Jennifer was like, when she was pushed me down and I had to push her back, she wouldn't let me get away with it. I was looking her in the eye going, come on. And she was just like, no, you're going to fight for it. And I, whoa. She was like, there's no playing. You're going to have to work. So that was fun. But the best kisser? You know, it's so hard. What do I say? They're all great kissers. I have to say, they're all pretty amazing kissers. But Laurel is probably in the... Although Alex is not going to be happy with me now I've said that.
Hi, I'm Amy from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello.
And first of all, let me say your American accent is very impressive.
Ah, thank you very much.
And just thank you for doing what you do. But my question is, how is it to work with Holland Taylor?
Holland Taylor is... it's funny because I don't think she's so well known over here in the UK. Maybe she is. Who plays my mother? Holland Taylor plays my mother, Peggy Peabody. But she has such a commanding presence, that woman. She's been working in the industry a long time. She doesn't take any shit from anyone. She walks onto set, and I know I was telling some people this last night. She walks onto set, she gets the script, she rubs out what she doesn't want to say. She puts a little glass, she rewrites it, she gives it to the director, this is what I'm going to do, and everyone's like, okay. And genuinely, I am a little bit scared of her because of that, but it works really well for the scene always, and she's, you know, she's an amazing actress, and she really has a presence, and she's great. She's a lovely woman. I've been out for dinner with her several times, and she's great. Everyone loves her. Everyone loves it when she comes in to shoot. There's no questions? All these people come to a Q&A and nobody's got a question. Yes, Svetlana. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about now then, I came prepared in case nobody had any questions. So here, I don't know if you can see it, this is a scarf that the main cast of L Word had made for the crew, because it was the last season, we got them all crew gifts. And this was something that we tried out, and we ended up getting them hoodies with this logo on. I don't know if you can read it, but it says, "Love from the L Word ladies." We didn't end up using these, so there are only 3 of these in the world. Only 3. But somebody here could own it if they wanted it. So what we're thinking is, I don't know whether to raffle this or to auction it, if an auction is fun or if it's not fun, and then give the money to Mia's charity. Now, I know it's just a scarf. I'm not expecting to get an awful lot of money for this. But there are only 3 in the world, and it does say love from the L word ladies. And I will throw in with it the little card that we put in, which has everyone's signature on it. Photocopy, don't get too excited. And a little badge that says leather, which is pretty good. So do we want to, I don't know, what do we want to do? Do we want to auction it, or shall I put it in the raffle? Show of hands, because I have no idea. Auction? Raffle? I think it's gone raffle then. I think that's pretty much, it's gone into the raffle. But that's what this is. So me and Leisha designed that little logo there. And I'm sure it's worth thousands of pounds. But one of you could own it. Now come on, roll up, ask a question. You're coming to ask a question. Come and ask a question.
Hello.
Hi.
If I was invisible for a day, I'd want to watch you and Dylan doing your love scenes. That's honest. So if you were invisible for a day, what would you like to do?
Come and watch you and your girlfriend.
Really? Oh, shucks.
In fact, I already have.
Do you really mean that?
Yeah, I was there the other night.
Was you?
You know when you...
Oh, yeah, you were holding the camera.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you know you said you're going around Blackpool later for a walk round. I've got a sat-nav, so if you want, I'll take you.
Thank you very much for the offer. It's very kind.
I'm Penny. I'll see you
remember
later.
you from the photo shoot.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I'm the one who fell over. I've got the lump on my head.
You didn't fall. I pushed you when I was invisible.
I love you.
Hello, Rachel.
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
It seems like you like doing impressions quite a lot. Last time at L4, you did a great impression on Shane, and just now you've imitated Alice's voice. Would you do an impression on Kit, maybe?
Of who?
Kit.
Oh, Kit's hard. We all do a bit of an impression of her, though. It's always when she goes, because they always seem to write that for her. She always says to me, money, hey, money, partner. That's it. That's about as good as it gets for Kit. Girl.
That's great. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
I was wondering, is there a role that you dream of playing? And is there a specific actress, maybe a big name from the past that you would inspire yourself to? Thank you.
I've wanted to do, for a long time now, I've wanted to do something more action-y and more sort of a bit rougher, you know, instead of necessarily being all fancy L-word styling and clothes. I quite like the idea of doing something, I don't know, whether it would be playing a journalist or someone who's in a rough terrain and, you know.
Indiana Jones, maybe.
Indiana
Jones.
Yeah, you know, well, something that actually involves some action, not a Bond girl. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. If you could sort that out for me, that would be fine. And what was the other?
Is that if there is an actress, maybe also, I don't know, from the past, or big Hollywood names that you particularly like or inspire yourself to?
I think I love, there's so many actresses. Julianne Moore is an actress that I've always really loved everything she does. Rachel Griffiths, do you know Rachel Griffiths in 6 Feet Under? She's actually the entire cast of 6 Feet Under, male and female. They're just amazing, amazing. And I always watch that whenever I need inspiration or help, with something I'm working on. Yeah, they're probably my biggest inspirations, I think.
Thank you very much. You're my favorite in the L world, so thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Rachel. Good afternoon. Are you holding up all right?
I'm holding up well.
Great, great. It's good to see you. I was just wondering, I think one of the amazing things about the L event, for us especially when we first met the actresses, was the difference between the characters that we see in the L Word and then meeting you all face to face. And I was just wondering if you could comment on perhaps some of the similarities between yourself and Helena and some of the differences, personally.
Yeah, I think in season 1 especially, Helena being the kind of slightly prizzy perfectionist that she is, and I certainly have an element of that in me, which I don't really like very much, but I do have I can tap into that quite easily, and I have to keep that in check personally. People tell me I'm a Virgo, people tell me that's a very Virgo trait. But I don't know that I believe in star signs myself, but then they tell me that that's a very Virgoan trait as well, so who knows. So I definitely have an element of that in me. I think Helena's quite interesting because although she can be manipulative, especially in the early seasons before things happened that made her a bit more empathetic with people, she's also I think she's very good with just everyone. She could talk to everyone if she wanted to. She was a philanthropist in that way, like the every man, the every woman kind of attitude. And I guess I aspire to be more like that myself. What else? They're the main things that spring to mind, how I'm like her and how I'm not like her, I think. I think I'm also quite persistent in the same way that Helena is or can be. Like if I want something, I'm not exactly stubborn, but I'm persistent with what I want. I think most actresses probably are, because you have to be, because you get so many knockbacks, and it's generally quite, it's such a struggle that you have to be that way.
Thank you. And just one last thing. Are we going to see Helena's mum in the last season?
I don't even think I'm allowed to say that, but actually, no.
Oh, that's a shame.
We talk about her a bit, but...
Okay, thank you.
Hello, I'm Annie from Florida. I just want to say I think you've done a wonderful job on all of the seasons of the L Word, but when you picked up the script between the second season and the third season, did you think you had the wrong character all of a sudden?
Second and third, what happened?
Well, when you went from the bitchy, high class Helena to the other Helena, did you think that somebody mixed up your script and you got the wrong character?
Well, I think what they had to do really with Helena, the trouble is because the character was initially created to give trouble to Jennifer Beals' character, to Bet, and to come between her and Tina, to be her nemesis and really give her grief, but which she did. But the thing is, you can't maintain that forever, because she would always be either on the periphery if that were to continue, or she would never be a part of the group. And so in order for that to change, she had to change. She had to adapt. Otherwise, she would always be this pariah on the periphery. And I don't think they wanted to keep her that way. And, characters have to change. They have to. Otherwise, there's no drama. Otherwise, I would have become completely one-dimensional if we didn't see that she could have a vulnerable side and she could really fall in love and get hurt. You had to see that. Otherwise, it becomes like a Joan Collins kind of character who just, that we never see any depth of feeling. So I think they had to do that. I know a lot of people felt that it was quite a change, but if they didn't, I think Helena would have just have been sidelined.
Well, I think part of it too, I think, is that your acting of Helena was so well received, and it got such acclamation from all the fans, so that I think that they needed to continue you in some way. So I think that was kind of part of keeping you in the loop there, like you said. But I think it's kind of funny too, is that all the fan fiction and everything that's going out there, that obviously Bet and Tina are the couple, but it's funny that Helena and Bet are as awesome as they are in a lot of the stories. So that's why I think a lot of people are asking about who you would partner up with. That's real popular.
On fan fiction, the Helena and Bet thing.
Yeah. The two alphas.
Helena, that's quite funny. Yeah, I mean, that's why that teaser came to life, I think. Yeah. Was to sort of give the fans a little bit of what they want, really. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I don't know whether that was ever considered. I don't know, because I'm not in the writing room, and who knows?
Yeah, we're not sure who's in the writing room sometimes, too. But thank you.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hi.
I have two questions. The first one, this was a while back. After the basketball scene in your fantastic shot, did you or any of the other girls take on basketball as a sport, like in real life?
I can't speak for all of them. No, not really. I don't think so. Not as a group. We didn't. I mean, the basketball courts, when I'm in Vancouver, are right across the street from where I was staying. And I never went back. I mean, we had a lot of fun doing that. It was really good fun running around like that. And obviously Janina was very central to that, playing Poppy. And no, I don't think anyone did. I mean, we had fun, but I know that that Jennifer was clever enough to grab hold of her sports top that she wore that has Porter, her character's name, on the back.
All right.
And I wish that we'd all grab them, and I know that that's going to be part of the raffle. We've all signed it. I wish I'd grabbed mine. That would have been perfect. But no one carried on playing as far as I know.
All right. The second question is the prison scenes. I think it was very funny where really like the interaction between all the other characters coming to you and visiting you in prison to give you advice. I was just wondering, it felt to us like you just had quite a lot of fun, but even though in a way you were kind of separate from the group, and just wondered how you felt during those scenes. And
I thought it was really good. I loved it when Tina, Alice, and Shane come to visit. I thought they were great. They were so funny. They really made me laugh. It really made me laugh when they came in. I thought they were really good, and I think everyone quite enjoyed it because it was such a different world to put the L Word girls in. It's so they're used to all their fancy clothes and hair and being all, and then they go into a prison and it's full of hardcore women. And I thought there was a lot of scope there for humor, and obviously Holland Taylor was very funny as well. She loved. There's that line that she has when she says, "I'll give it to you family style" or something. I mean, what does that even mean? Does anyone know? It's just so funny. I think she made that up. I don't know. And Kit as well, when Kit walks down there and she does the whole Foxy Brown walk. I mean, she was great. That was hilarious. It was fun from my angle to watch them come into the prison. I thought it created some good scenes and good moments, I think.
Thank you very much.
Hi, two quick questions. Are you coming to the party, the 80s party tonight? To the what? The 80s party that's being held tonight.
I didn't even know there was an 80s party. No, I'll probably, at the end of Sunday night, when it's all over, probably come out and have a little jig around with everyone.
And I'm just curious if Helena, we're going to see Helena's kids, because she was written off pretty much for, half of season 5. She went off to this desert island. Did she interact with her kids? Is that sort of explored at all, or is that just in the vacuum of the L Word?
We have a bit of a running joke on the show that we call it the OC show, the off-camera show. It's like all these lives and characters who are introduced and then just kind of evaporate, and no one knows why, and where do they go, what are they doing? But, it happens for a lot of different reasons. I mean, for example, the 2 actors who played my children have also, obviously we do, we shoot year to year, and sometimes we try and make out like it's continuous. Meanwhile, children just, they don't stop. They keep getting bigger. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense, especially children, to just bring them back because they've just got so much older. So there's always so many problems, logistical problems, as to why things like the children don't come back, or other characters just disappear. Actors get other jobs. They go, sometimes it just doesn't work out for them to come back. And that's one of the reasons why Holland Taylor couldn't come back. So no, the kid, it's a shame. I mean, I do refer to them, but it's quite fleeting that I refer to them. But we put that down to my OC show, which is still going on. The kids are there. They're in my life. But in season 6, I talk about how they've gone to France with Winnie, my ex-wife. So that's where they are.
Thank you.
So look out for them, everyone who lives in France, all you Frenchies. They're there somewhere in the south of France.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
We've already heard what your put-down, your favourite put-down was. As an actress, obviously you've been given some lines that you probably might not have wanted to say as a character. Would you admit to the most cringy line you've had to deliver?
On L Word?
Yeah.
I had a really weird line once, which I don't even know if it made it in, where I said, I can't remember what season it was, but where Tina is going off to see some film producer, and his name is Cornbluth or something. And I say something like, that sounds like a good Irish name. And I never really understood what it was there for. And I asked Eileen, I was like, what's that about? And she said that she had heard a lot of English people say that about Jewish-sounding names. I was like, what, am I being a little bigot here? Am I being an anti-Semite? And she was like, well, maybe. I was like, why? That's not Helena.
Thank you.
And I had to say it, but I never really understood what it meant. It never went anywhere, and I was always a bit dumbfounded by that.
Well, it didn't come across, so that was good. And there's just one other question, which is, for you, you've mentioned a little bit, and Janina before mentioned a little bit about the significance of L Word and the significance it's had for lesbians and people being out. What for you personally has the significance of the programme had?
It's huge. The personal significance of doing the L Word is enormous. It's 5 years of work, which is in and of itself a huge thing. It's completely changed my life, completely, in so many ways, having not only physically spent so much more time in Canada and in LA in order to do it, but it's changed the people that I spend time with. Obviously, I met so many friends. It's changed me, and so it's made me a better actress, I think. It's made me understand the business more. It's allowed me to do things like this, which I think are really important to, all the people that we meet and talk to, even if it's just for 10, 20 seconds on the, at the photos or on the autographs or at the meet and greet. You meet so many people and you hear so many stories, and I think as an actor that's so important to sort of hear real life stories from people, because that's what we try and do, just like individual stories that, and going back to Mia's book, you know, that's just individual stories, and that there are obviously as many stories as there are people, but to try and tap into all those different stories is so amazing. I mean, I'm fascinated by people all the time. I'm completely fascinated by everyone's history. And I think it's probably made me more interested like that, and more fascinated by people, and more empathy for all the different lifestyles that we all live. It's changed me on so many different levels, I think. I think it's probably made me a little bit more political in America anyway, because I feel like in England we're not as backward as they are over there with the whole, you know, this last election, and they've, you know, I can't believe that they voted yes to Prop 8. That's the right way around, isn't it? Because it was very confusing. Yeah, you would, I don't know, it's opened my eyes to a lot of things. I think it's been as important to me as it probably is to you guys who feel you want to come here. And I think it's the same. I think I could probably speak for the rest of the cast and say it's as important for us to feel like we want to come here too, and, you know, be involved, not just as an actor, not just as a job.
Thank you. I guessed as much. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Karen from Glasgow. And my question is, if you could travel back in time, which Hollywood classic would you like to star in? And is there any specific actress that inspires you?
My Fair Lady. I would love to be in My Fair Lady. I saw it on the stage as well. I mean, that's maybe not, if I had more time, I might come up with a few others, but the thing that springs to mind immediately is My Fair Lady, because I love all that. I love the, that's a rags to riches story too, I suppose. I love that, the fact, you know, her whole, you know, the rain is made, falls mainly on the plain. I love all that. And Henry Higgins and all that, I love it.
And what about a specific actress that maybe inspires you to act?
I mentioned before that Julianne Moore, I think, I've always really adored her. I've really adored her work. As a child, I think it's interesting because my family moved around a lot, but I never knew any actors. There were no actors in my family. No one had a job that was at all in the arts in that respect, at all. No one I knew was that way. So I didn't really have any role models, and as a kid I would watch films and I would go and see local amateur dramatics, but it was a small town that we lived in, and I didn't have any role models. I didn't think it was possible to make a living as an actress. I was like, I don't know who those people are, but there's probably about 10 of them, and they're the actors, and I'm not that person. So it was as much a surprise to me as it was to anyone else that I actually ended up making a living of it, because like I said, I'm kind of persistent. So I didn't have any role models like that in that respect.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm T from Czech Republic. And my question is there any scene which Helena didn't do and you would like to play in our world?
Is there?
Is there any scene what Helena didn't do and you would like to play in the real world?
Is there anything that Helena didn't do that I'd like to play? Okay. I think at the end of the first season, I mean, this goes back to an earlier question that someone gave me. I think I would have quite liked to have played Bet Porter's boss for a little bit. I think that would have been, that could have been quite good fun, and I at some point there was talk about that, about taking her that way, because then I'd be really in their business, I'd be, and I think we'd have a few more head-to-heads, and then something probably would have happened, and I'd have been slapped down, and all the tea bedders would have been like, "Ah." That might have been fun. I thought for a while that they were going to bring more English characters in, and I thought that might have been fun, like to bring over a few English, even if they just came in briefly, maybe family, Helena's family, because Peggy Peabody is such a strong character. I was hoping they might bring in a brother or a sister or something like that, but that didn't happen.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, and also I had a little campaign once to try and make Eileen shoot in London, have her come to England, and I thought that would have been good, but I think it came down to money, unfortunately. They didn't do it.
Yeah. Hi. My name is Portia. I'm from the Philippines. What would you like Helena to be remembered for?
Wow, I think Helena, to be remembered for, to just being quite an individual. I always see, L Word is all about this group of friends who are a really tight-knit group of friends. And one of the things I find difficult with Helena, but also really like, is that she's just slightly removed. And we talked about this a lot last season, is that she's part of the group. Two people doing a very funny dance. Oh, lots of people doing a very strange... It's like they're a pantomime horse or something going across. That was really funny. Well done, you guys. I don't know where you came from. What was I saying? I don't know. What was I saying? Was anyone listening? Oh, the group. Okay. So yes, thank you. So she's slightly on the periphery of the group, and that's something I quite like, because I think she is an individual in that respect. You don't really hear Helena ask for advice very often, and she keeps her own counsel, and that, she's involved but not totally absorbed. She's an individual, and I think I quite respect that, someone who makes their own decisions for themselves. They're not always the right decisions, but then at least she doesn't have anyone to blame if things go wrong. And I think that's a nice way to remember her. And also that she's actually very generous, I think. She's very generous, sometimes to the point of foolishness, but she is extremely generous. I think that's how I'd like. I don't know. How would you remember her? I don't know. Oh my God, you work so hard to try and create this whole character and get the lines and go how to fill in all the gaps, and then people just say, oh, she's just hot. Yeah. In that case, I could just be rolled on, wheeled off. Actually, I said that to Beals yesterday. I said, when you go out there, you don't have to say anything. You just stand there. You say, hello, and they'll all just be going, Wah! You don't have to do or say anything. Even in her Q&A, I bet she could just sit here in silence and you'd all be happy, wouldn't you? You'd all just be... Which I think is hilarious. It's funny. But as you'll find out, Jennifer is a very articulate, intelligent, amazing woman, so you'll love listening to her. She's very interesting. I think we have one more question, maybe two, so now's your chance if you're thinking of asking one.
Hi, this is Diana from Orlando, Florida. Hi. I imagine that after the completion of filming the final season, there must have been a big rap party or something. If there was it emotional? How was that?
There was an official rap party, which we all went to, but that was more just everyone getting drunk and dancing a lot. It wasn't that emotional, actually. It was, probably much what it looked like last night or on Sunday, or what it will look like Sunday night here, and everyone's just a bit, you know. But we had, the cast had a couple of sort of last suppers, last dinners together. It was very emotional, actually. And all of us, you know, all of us had our moments of just being tearful, or I don't know, it's hard. You know what it's like. You know, people work and you work together with people and you get very close to people, and then something comes to an end, and it's difficult. You know, there's things that have been unsaid get said, and you know, people declare things. It was full on. We were all very emotional at the end there, you know, very emotional in lots of different ways. But we had a couple of lovely dinners together, and we gave each other little gifts and cards, and it was lovely. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was very emotional. Do we have any more? Do we have one more? Or lots of people. Can you see all this hand gestures everyone's making? I wonder what that means. Honestly, I'm calling for one more, and then that's it. There's any more? No, that's it. Okay. Guys, thank you so much. Woo! I'm going to get some batteries and take more tomorrow. And hopefully you'll sign my video box, DVD box tomorrow. Thank you.